All right. Hello, everybody. We are recording this, so I've got that running. Anyway, welcome to our reseller platform. It's actually some of you guys have already been in here for years, and I'm just kind of reviving it. I've been supporting all of you guys, in our reseller end for a long time, but just finally opened it up to some new people and gave it a fresh new charge. So anyway, I want to share some stuff with you. I'll share my screen and all of that good stuff so you can see what's going on here. And give me just a second to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of walk through the new section of the site that's up. It's got all the reseller resources in there, how the program works, all of that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to go through a little bit of how to get new clients. So for any of you that are interested in this, there's a massive opportunity in reselling online services. There's a gazillion business owners out there with broken stuff or stuff that doesn't even exist. They know they need it fixed, they know they need it, and they don't know where to get it. So there's a massive, massive opportunity for anybody that wants it. I've been kind of recharging, doing this stuff, making sure that all this stuff still works. And just from what I've done in the last couple of months, I'm literally overrun with new customers right now because of doing just exactly what I'm about to show you. So yes, it still works. I haven't done it for a long time because I didn't need to. I was just kind of coasting. But I was kind of posed the question toward the end of last year of, are you still doing all the stuff that you say works? And I had to say no, and so I kind of challenged myself to make sure that what I'm peddling actually works. So anyway, happy to say that it does. It works really, really well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through. Let me share the screen here. And all right, so you guys should be able to see my screen here. We have a new tab under the reseller, or under the ACT program rather. It's called Reseller Program. The only people that have access to this tab are the ones that are actually in the program, just like the apprentice tab. Only the apprentices get access to that information. Only the resellers and apprentices get access to this. So let me just kind of walk you through here. First, there's a welcome page here, just basically welcoming you to the program. The same stuff that's down the list here is also in the side here. So you could go here, support and contact. This just kind of is the overview of how I offer the support in the program, what's available to you. One of the things that is available to you is my assistance in actually setting up sales and doing presentations to clients. Like if you're reselling our services and you need me to act as your support team, I have gotten on actual client calls with my resellers and I just act as their employee. I am just there as working for them in their company. So it's all white label. Nobody, like your clients don't ever have to know anything about me if you don't want them to. Or if you want me on there just as an assistance, as tech support, anything. You can refer to me as whatever you want. Your CTO, Chief Technical Officer, your tech guy, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. You can call me whatever you want. But I can help and assist with that stuff. Another thing, services available. These are actual services that my company supplies out in the real world that you can buy from me at wholesale and resell. And there's a ton of other stuff that you can sell. Just because you're one of our resellers doesn't mean that you can't resell your own stuff. This is either in addition to, or you don't need to do any of this. But this is what's available to you. And I'll just kind of go through this real quick. We offer web hosting. I have been in the web hosting business since about 1995, way, way back. There's a lot of things about web hosting that most people don't know. Um, a lot of your customers or a lot of your prospects, you're going to find that they're on companies like Bluehost and HostGator and even GoDaddy. All of these garbage hosting companies is what we call them in the industry. What they do, they load up 1,000 websites on a single server and overload the hell out of it. So your customers get lousy load speed on their websites. And they sell these accounts for, $4.95 a month, or whatever. And you get what you pay for in web hosting. Like, of all my commercial clients, they always want to upgrade their hosting. They think the more they pay for it, the more valuable it is, the safer they are, all of that. That's the way real business owners think. A real business owner running a $2 to $10 million manufacturing company doesn't want to be on a $4 host. If you put that offer out to them of, oh yeah, let's put you on Bluehost for $4.95 a month, they're going to go, thank you very much, I'll talk to you later, and they're going to go with somebody else. They would never run their operation on that. So anyway, there's a big opportunity for shifting people into web hosting. Like I said, we're not cheap web hosting. That's not, if you want cheap web hosting, go to GoDaddy, go to Bluehost, go to any of those garbage web providers, and that's exactly what you'll get. We've had so many people convert over to us after they've had bad experiences with those companies. And I've even had some people that left me because they thought I was too expensive, and they went to one of those cheap hosts and they had a disaster at some point, and they always come back. So that's a massive opportunity. We do optimized WordPress hosting for $19.95 a month. That's your cost. We usually sell it for $39.95 a month. So our end customers, our retail customers, they're paying us $39.95 a month on average. You can get it from us for $19.95. Regular hosting, like on a cPanel server, we also do that for $19.95. And the retail, suggested retail on that is $29.95. So anyway, those are the two that we offer. These come with, full service, email, FTP, SSL certificates that we give, so the sites are all secure, and full management on the WordPress side. Like, we keep those servers up to date. We run backups. Everything that really should be done, we're doing. This is the stuff you don't get with the cheap web host. Anyway, that's the web hosting thing. Web development, this has been a major pain in my ass for a very long time. There was years, in fact, almost a decade, that we didn't even do web development because of that. And in the transition, the recent transition, when everything was moving to mobile and responsive, and it just became a huge can of worms, I completely got out of the game. But now I've got back in, I've reassembled. We have a team of web developers now, designers and developers, that know how to do optimized WordPress sites that are fully responsive, mobile friendly, good for the search engines, all that stuff. And we can do them inexpensively. The technology has all come to play, so WordPress has it dialed in now. We've got templates and stuff that make it easy and automated for us to do that development. So we can put sites together for you, like up to a 12-page site for $500. That is with the content all provided from the client. So the clients are providing all the content, all the images, all of that stuff, their logos, all that. We're not doing, logo development and all of that for $500, but a basic site, a WordPress site, up to 12 pages for $500. Suggested retail is $1,000. You can sell websites all day long for $1,000 and double your money. It's a really easy sell, especially for people that don't have mobile friendly sites, people that are not mobile responsive. There's a ton of those websites. We've done like 30 different website projects since the beginning of the year, and we're only a month and a half in. So there's a ton of this work that is to be had out there. If you've got more complex sites like you want to run commerce, you want WooCommerce, we can also set those up. They're just a little bit more. If it gets into customized stuff, we need to custom quote that for you. But more complex site like a WordPress site running WooCommerce, if it's a simple install and all that, we can do it for around $750. And like I said, retail, double it. Most people will sell a WordPress site with WooCommerce for like $3,500. So there's massive markups to be made in web development and web hosting. The web hosting is recurring. So when you're making 10 or 20 bucks a month on each client, that's recurring income. That's the thing that when I started in this business, that is actually the first thing that set me free was web hosting. I got enough web hosting clients that I had enough recurring income coming in that I didn't have to work anymore. And that's when life got really interesting. That was when I got really creative in all kinds of other ways to generate money. And it was my first actual experience with recurring income. And that was through web hosting. That's how I started everything in this industry. So anyway, that's a massive opportunity on the front with web hosting and web development. Every business needs it. They've got to have it. They have two ways to go. They can choose cheap and crappy, or they can go with somebody that knows what they're doing. That's what you can offer them, and we can support you with that. We have a full domain registry. We use the same back end as GoDaddy, which is Wild West Hosting. If you guys want to do that, if you want to have your own web registration company, you can go through Wild West Hosting. I think it's a couple $100 a year. And you can basically have a GoDaddy replica where you can sell, people can go to your website and register their own domains, and you set the prices and you take a profit. You can set the prices at whatever you want. They sell it to you at a wholesale cost. So when people come through, they order through the company, through the Wild West company. That's where the domain registration actually takes place. And if they're selling it to you for like $6 and you're selling it for $9.95, they're just going to credit that amount, and then about every quarter they dump that money into your bank account. So that's the way you run a domain registration service. If you want to get into that, if you don't, just send them to GoDaddy. Domain registry is domain registry. No one is better than the other. So, but I would, if you are going to send them somewhere else, I would send them probably to GoDaddy or another Wild West host, because domain registry is domain registry, but the wrapper around it, if you get into some of these oddball sites, they're a pain in the ass to get in and edit. So GoDaddy makes it simple to change your name servers and do the stuff that you're going to want to do. And same with ours, same with the Wild West, because it's all the same backbone. All right, moving on. We actually do SEO bundles. We're still in the SEO business. We're still doing this for commercial clients, and we can offer it up as a resale service. In our base package, this is where it all starts, as a base package. It kind of cleans things up. It'll go through a person's website from end to end, start to finish. And we just go through, we clean everything up, make sure everything is right. The foundation is laid properly. And then we go into link building. And that's where the majority of SEO lies, is in link building. But you've got to have a solid foundation to begin with. So this is what's included. This is what we do for the on-page issues. We go through, we check all this stuff, and whatever is out of line, we fix it. Here's off-page stuff. This is where we'll take content from your site, we'll repurpose it and start posting it all over the place. So now you've got content out there that's not on your site that all pushes people back to your site. And for this, we focus on 10 keywords, and it's a $500 suggested retail of $1,000. So it costs you $500 from us, you resell it for $1,000. Let's see. Like I said, this is a base package. We do custom packages, but they're by quote only, because we've got to look at the gap. When you've got a SEO project, what you're looking at is where they are and who they're up against and what the gap is. And sometimes there's a massive gap to cover. So those are going to be much more expensive, a lot more link building required. Most of you guys know about search signals. This is our site pop product. For those of you that want to sell the service, but you don't want to be involved in the back end, setting the projects up, doing all that, we can do that for you. Like a 500 search signal project for up to 12 keywords, we would charge you 47, you sell it for 97, or whatever you want. Retail prices is up to you. You can charge whatever you want for these services, but just so you know what our wholesale prices are, and these prices are only available to our resellers. So if I'm selling this stuff to an end client, I'm selling it at retail plus. So that's how that goes. We've got higher packages. If somebody needs 1,000 signals a month, that's 97 to you. You would charge at least 197 more than likely. And 5,000 signals, we'll do it for 297 and then 597. Keep in mind, when you're reselling these or you're doing site pop on your own, if you bought the agency version and you're selling this direct, keep in mind you've got to have the customers use their own devices. They need to connect their cell phones. For every phone connected, they get about 250 searches on the network. So if they're running a 500 search program, they need at least 2 devices connected so they can do that. The network is a shared network. So if you're not providing devices to the network, we can't provide searches back to you. The math just doesn't work out. Every phone does a certain amount of searches per day, and that's how we pool all of those search results to send those back to you. So if you're not contributing, we can't contribute back to you. That's just the way it is. I wish it was different, but it's not. Here's a new program that we've come up with. Some of you have heard about this. I talked about this briefly on a couple of the calls. This one here is going to knock people's socks off. This is like retargeting at a whole new level. This is crowd targeting. And basically, the difference between crowd targeting and regular retargeting is your ability to follow your prospects with ads after they've been to your web page or some web property like a Facebook page or any web page that you can put your retargeting pixel on. You can follow them with ads. That's regular retargeting, and it's very, very effective. All of our clients that use that, they say it's the most effective conversion method they have at the cheapest price. It's very inexpensive. You know, ads on average costs probably about $10 to $12 per 1,000 impressions. That is really, really inexpensive advertising, and it's highly effective because it's following people around. Like, this is the reason that when you walk into the supermarket and you reach for a tube of toothpaste and you grab Crest, it's because you've seen the Crest ad thousands of times growing up. How many times on the television did you see 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Crest? It's ingrained in you. When people see your ad over and over and over, you're top of mind, you're the one they're thinking about, and you're the one, when they make a buying choice, they automatically, hypnotically choose you. That's what retargeting does. So let me tell you the difference between ours and the regular retargeting. Again, regular retargeting is somebody that landed on your website, and now you can follow them with the ads. So in other words, you had to pay probably quite a bit to get that traffic to your website, so you had the ability to retarget them. With crowd targeting, what we can do is we can target locations in the real world that people walk into. Some people refer to this as geofencing. We can literally geofence an area off, like a trade show convention or a sports arena or a restaurant or a car lot. Any area, we can rope it off using satellite technology, and then any cell phone device that enters into that fence, that geo fence, we can grab their ID of their cell phone. We take that ID, we match that up with a consumer database, and now we know what other computer devices that user owns. So in other words, they come into the trade show, they walk the show floor, we grab their ID, we match it up with their home and work computer, and now we can display those ads to them on their phone, their home computer, and their work computer for the life of the phone. So it's not just the time they're in that area. Some people are selling a service called geo-conquesting, or geo-targeting, all of this stuff, geo-fencing. All they're able to do is they're able to show the ad to the phone when the phone is in the geo fence. That's really ineffective. I tried testing that and it didn't work. When I heard about that like 2 years ago, I got so excited about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. But I tried it and it didn't work. I gave it a really good test too. I went into Angel Stadium and I broadcast a signal to all the cell phones inside that stadium of free beer at a certain stand, and nobody showed up. So that told me right there, this is pretty damn ineffective. People are not looking at their phones when they're watching a baseball game, or they're not running things that those notifications are showing up for. But when they leave and they're in the real world, they're at home, they're on their computer, they're at work, they're on their computer, these ads show up. So it literally follows them from where they're tagged, the crowd, like we'll target a crowd, and then it follows. The ads follow them around for the whole year, or however long you want to follow them. And the only real cost to it, there's a small setup fee to it, but the only cost to the customer is the cost of the ad spend. And again, that's like $10 or $12 per thousand, depending on what arena that you're in, what keywords you're going after, or what audiences you're going after. So that's how it works. We've got a white label editable brochure to download here. We've also got a full case study document here. This is like 40-something pages long, and it's got case studies showing how effective this thing is. An example of one of the case studies is a Mercedes-Benz dealer where we roped off 4 car lots, 4 other car dealership lots that were in like a 10-mile radius, and the test was 90 days. Everybody that walked onto those other car lots, we hit them for 90 days with ads to bring them over to our Mercedes dealership. In the 90 days, this is all completely trackable. In the 90 days, we brought people, we literally stole them off the other 4 car lots and equated to 74 sales of Mercedes-Benz. That's 74 cars sold in 90 days using this product. We've also used it for casinos, restaurants, pharmacies, and you can literally rope off your competitors' areas and pluck their customers right out to bring them to your store. So this is like crazy good technology for advertising. This is something nobody else is offering. So if you've got, customers that could use this, this is a phenomenal product to offer them. So again, there's downloadable, editable documents here for this. This 40-page document is a learning experience in itself. It covers all kinds of uses for the product, how to use it, what it is, what it does, how it works, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in that, here's some standard pricing. Basically, the way this works is of every $100 spent here, $75 of that goes to the ad spend, 25% goes to the management. Of the 25%, 10 of that goes as a sales commission. So that's the way this particular product is sold. This is like selling display ads. So if it's If it's $10,000 a month, the sales commission back to you would be $1,000 a month. And for companies to do this, 10,000 a month is not out of the norm. We've got companies spending up to 100,000 a month buying these ads. What I can tell you about commercial customers that are in the market of buying ads to sell things, when they find something that works, the only limit to how much they'll buy is how much you have in inventory to sell them. So that's the way real business owners work. When they can buy something and sell and make money, they want to buy every ounce of inventory that there is. So that's what you've got here. They'll want to buy more and more and more, and you get 10% of it. So that's the way that works. We also are tied into media ads, radio and TV media ads through Spotify, Pandora, Hulu, and iHeartMedia. So if you've got customers that want to get mainstream advertising, we can handle that too. So that's all custom quote. To give you an idea, they've got to be in the category of spending at least $5,000 a month for those type of ad buys. If not, they don't really qualify. So don't bother with them on that particular product. Okay, so that's the stuff that we actually offer. There's going to be a few more things that I add to that, and you'll see that here in a minute. But outsource resources. A lot of people ask me, like, where do I go to get my link building stuff done? Where do I go to get content? These are the people that I buy the stuff from for my commercial customers. So SEO Butler, this service, and all this stuff is linked up, so you can go right to these providers. If you need link building, if you need like social signals, social links, stuff like that, they have a full line suite at SEO Butler. Very inexpensive too. If you need content, these guys, BKA content providers, these are providers of good quality content. It's not like the cheap stuff where it's a penny a word, but you know, this is fairly inexpensive for what it is. So you can look into these guys. They do a really good job. Here's another one, Orange Outreach. These guys do both. They create content and they'll also post the content on high authority blogs. So if you just need content, you can just buy content from them. If you need link building, you can have them create the content for the site. You can also have them use it to post it to other sites to link back to you. These guys, PosiRank, for a long time, they were very picky about who they let in. In fact, it would cost you several $1,000s just to join their network. They have now opened it up for smaller agency users, and you can go in there. They have a whole suite of SEO products, and they're really good. I've known the guys behind this since the beginning. So we've been friends for, you know, over 25 years. They know what they're doing. It's all good products. Another one is the Hoff. These guys have a lot of local type linking packages. If you're looking for link building services, like what you might do is you might build SEO packages that go off of our baseline and then add these type of linking sources onto the top to create your own packages. So those are really good. These guys, Hop and Top, they're a full digital agency for outsourcing. Like if you need higher end stuff built for clients, you know, you might check them out. Article Forge, this is another one. This is an article spinner software. So if you're looking for garbage content that I really wouldn't recommend, a lot of people still ask me about it though. So that's Article Forge. It's basically, it's a high quality article spinner. So whenever you spin content, I really encourage you to go through, look at it, edit it, make it right. Just don't spin it and whip it out. Those days are over. So anyway, those are some of my sources that I actually use that that I share with you. Here's software. People ask me what software I use. This agency reel, I just got this, and I'll show you guys what this does. This is a really cool tool. It does social media posting. So it can actually create content for your social media platforms and post it out on a dripped basis. Like you can schedule it to post every day, every couple of days, whatever. That is also a service that you can provide. Social media has such a big buzz right now that people are just clamoring for it. All these small local companies, they think they need social media, and they're paying for it. It's not really doing much for them, but they think they need it, so they're willing to pay for it. This is a way to offer that as a service and automate it. So you can literally put it on autopilot and just let this drip content out to their social media channels, and they'll pay for that service. So again, it's another one, easy to set up, easy to fulfill, high value, a lot of people, high demand. And it also has a prospecting tool inside of it. In fact, let me show you while we're here. This is it. It's called Agency Reel. You can set up content streams. I haven't set any of this stuff up yet because I just got into this. But you can schedule the content to go out. So you set up the stream and then you schedule it, and then it'll show you. You can actually sell this as a service and keep track of it through here. But really a cool product. And another thing that it does here, it has a lead finder built right into it. And this is really probably the coolest part of it all. You can put your keyword in here. Like let's say we're going to search for Mercedes, and we'll look for Huntington Beach, and we'll go, let's say a 10-mile radius. And then over here, you just look for what category. If there's a category here, let's see, car dealer, perfect. Okay, and then you hit search, and what it's doing, it's going out and it's finding all of the sites that are ranked for Mercedes in a 10-mile radius. And here it shows there's their phone number. Some of them will have an email address, and it also over here it shows who's in the social networks and who has video. So these are all sites, no video. You could offer these people a free intro video or a low-cost intro video to hook them as a customer. Here's their ratings. You got somebody here with a bad rating, you could sell them reputation management. You know, people with good ratings, these are people that understand advertising. They're focused on looking good. But over here, they don't have a YouTube channel. They don't have a Facebook page for their business. These are opportunities for you to sell them stuff. Really, really powerful tool here. So there's 8 Mercedes dealers within 10 miles of me, and it tells me exactly what my opportunities are. I can go in for video, I can go in for Facebook, I can go in for setting up a YouTube channel for them, or even doing YouTube advertising. Pretty cool little prospecting tool. Another thing about this, I bought a distribution model of this. So I can actually set you guys up with an account under mine so you can use this thing for free. So if any of you want that, I do that whenever I can. Whenever I find cool software, I will go to them and I'll see if I can buy a distribution license so I can give that to all of my people. And I do that, you know, for my resellers, and I did that for you guys basically here. So anybody that wants access to this, you don't even have to buy this. I can set you up and give you access to this. So that's a pretty cool deal. It's called Agency Reel. If you want to just buy your own copy, you can do that. You can just go here. Here's another software called Web Prospector. It's a weird spelling. We talked about this on one of the calls several weeks ago, and nobody could find it because they didn't know how to spell it. But anyway, here's the link to it if you want to buy this. This is another prospector software that's very similar to the one in Agency Reel. It's a desktop software, and you can run, you know, keywords and local areas, and you can find a whole bunch of prospects. So that's that one. I know you guys have heard me talk about SEMrush. This isn't necessarily something that you sell, but it's a tool I use almost on a daily basis in my business for running reports and doing research on companies and keywords and all that. I can get on the phone with a prospect, and within a few seconds of running their site through SEMrush, I can expose all their pain. I can know things about them that blows their mind. Like I can say, oh, you know, it looks like you started online in this year, and you know, you went along at this level, and oh, you had a big spike here. Do you remember what you did on this date to create that spike? And that just blows their mind. It's like I've got a crystal ball. So that product, I use that, like I said, almost on a daily basis in my business. Works really well. It gives me a huge advantage. People have asked me what software I use to run my hosting business and run my SEO business, and I use this. It's WHMCS. This software, you used to be able to buy the software and actually run it on your own domain. I don't know if they have that available now. I think they've moved to a cloud hosting. So you'd have to check that out. But if you can get the software still and you can run it on your site, then it's a one-time fee and you own it. And that's what I've got. Like I said, I think a lot of these software companies over the last few years have moved to cloud hosting. That way they can get residual income. So I don't know if it's still available as a single purchase or not, but you could check that out. Kartra, you know, I've talked about Kartra till I'm blue in the face with you guys. It's a freaking awesome program. Any real business owner that's not collecting email addresses is not going to be successful online. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. If you're working with customers with websites and they're not collecting email addresses, they might as well pack it in. They might as well go do business the way they know how to do it, because they don't know how to do business online. Kartra is just a fantastic platform for doing that, for actually running a real online business. People that say they don't have $97 a month for Kartra, that's like saying you don't have money for your phone. That's a ridiculous statement. If you know, it's part of overhead. Any business has normal overhead. To have a system for $97 a month that runs everything that Kartra runs, it would be stupid not to have something like that in your business. And if you patched all the pieces together of things that you would need, it would be way more than what Kartra charges. So anyway, that's my recommendation for their, you know, their backbone marketing platform is Kartra. You guys already know that. So, all right, next one is Guru. This program, they offer it as a lifetime purchase for like $67. The only way to get that, if you go to their site, it's monthly, and it's at least that monthly. But if you go to Facebook and you look them up and you follow them, they'll start showing you ads on Facebook that's a special deal, lifetime purchase for like $67. That's the way to get that if you want it. Guru, let me just show it to you. It's a mapping tool to basically map out your funnels. And then what you can do is you can play with these and you can actually forecast how much money you're going to make with the funnel. And you can add extra pieces in, and then it'll show you what it does to your bottom line. Like it'll show you if you've got a follow-up sequence, what that's going to add, how much more conversion that's going to make. It'll show you if you change the conversion on your front-end ad, what it does all the way down the line through your funnel. The other thing it does is it allows you to create maps of funnels. Like if you're working with clients, You can use this. It's drag and drop. You can drag any one of these pieces over onto the page and create a funnel, and then you can screenshot that, give it to your customer and say, look, this is what I propose that we build for you. Let me walk you through how it works. You know, here we have a Facebook ad sending to a landing page. The landing page gets them to opt in here. They subscribe. Then they go to the sales page. They watch your video. They click add to cart. Then they go to the checkout screen. Then they go to the one-time offer. And then they go to the profit maximizer, and just, you know, on and on and on. Then they go to the thank you page or the downsell. This is how we're going to bring somebody in for a free offer. We're going to sell them stuff along the way, and we're going to squeeze as much money out of every prospect that we generate using a funnel like this. This is what I propose we build for you. When you talk to your clients like that, it makes sense for them to want to work with you. They're going to go, damn, this guy's going to make me a lot of money. Or this girl really knows what she's talking about. I want to work with her. So that's what these kind of tools allow you to do. So again, that's why I put that in here. It's called Guru. Shopify. If you've got any customers that want to build full-blown commerce and do it, you know, in a big way, I really recommend that they go through Shopify. WooCommerce is great for smaller customers, smaller situations, but if you're going to go full-blown commerce, Shopify is probably the way to go. Here's another one for doing keyword research. This is a phenomenal tool. It's been around for a long time, but not too many people know about it. It's called Word Tracker. So if you're going to get into keyword research and you're going to offer that as a service, this program is worth its weight in gold. Zero Bounce. What this is a WordPress plugin. You can plug this into a customer's WordPress site, and you can eliminate or reduce. You can radically reduce their bounce rate. Like if you go into a client and you look at their Google Analytics and their bounce rate is over 40%. That means 60% of the people that go to their site are bouncing off. That's really bad. That's a bad signal to Google. Google's not going to value that site much if you have a high bounce rate. So what this plugin does, it rewrites the history of the back button. A long time ago, I actually wrote a plugin that wasn't WordPress. It was for any website, and I still have that if any of you need it. If you're not running a WordPress site, I can give you that script and you can put it on any HTML site. What it does the same thing that the Zero Bounce WordPress plugin does. It rewrites the browser history. So when somebody hits the back button, they go to whatever link I want them to go to, which is another deeper link in the site, not back to Google. So Google will never see somebody bouncing off your site. Really cool piece of equipment there to sell to a client. If they've got a high bounce rate, say, hey, I could fix that for you. Or you could spend a ton of money and redevelop your entire site, make it user-friendly and all this, or I can fix it in about 10 minutes. You know, so it's a good door opener. And, you know, it's another thing of let's fix it now, but ultimately you're going to want to redevelop the site because your real users are not going to get a good user experience. But let's fix it now so at least Google can get on their way to becoming friends with you and sending you new customers. Here's the last one here under software. It's called Ad Site Pro. And what this is like another research tool specifically for Facebook. And what it does, it will go in and it will show you successful ad campaigns. It will show you how to build an audience that's outside the norm. Everybody on Facebook is building their audiences the same way, which means almost everything is ultra competitive now. So you're going to be paying maximum amount for your Facebook advertising. And it's killing your profit margins. It's killing your conversion because everyone's pining for the same stuff. So your users, the people you're advertising to, they've seen it before through 10 other people. So when they see yours, your conversion sucks. Nobody clicks on it. So what this will do is this will show you how to create unique audiences to target with your ads that no one else is hitting. So again, that's another thing. If you're doing Facebook advertising, being able to build an audience, a unique audience for your customers that converts is like gold. So again, everything I'm talking about here, this is the stuff that I do for my customers. This is stuff that if you're running an agency, if you're supplying digital services to clients, this is all the stuff that I've been doing for years. It's been extremely lucrative for me. It's so easy to do, it's almost ridiculous. There's so many customers. Everything I have talked about so far is in high demand. There's a gazillion prospects out there that are ready to pay you money to solve these problems for them. Okay, here is alternative traffic sources. This right here is phenomenal. This is, they call it leads without landing pages. And it's a company that actually will generate leads for you at like 20 cents a piece. This isn't pay per click, this is pay for a lead in your database. Most people don't know about this stuff. They're all doing pay per click or they're doing CPM ads. This is a lead generation source where you can actually buy the leads, not the clicks. So this is, this is definitely something that you want to take a look at. Other stuff, I've got a lot of other traffic sources here that I just have not had time to put together and get in here, but I'm going to be adding this stuff as we go. Another one, this has been highly successful for a lot of people. Some of you are not going to like it because you're going to see it as spam. And is it? Maybe, maybe not. But I know you've seen this where people will use your contact form on your website to send you a message to solicit you. Those messages all get looked at. Like, if you're sending email through, a lot of it gets caught up in spam filters. So your customers or your prospects, most of them never see your communication. So you're dead in the water. With this, you're actually able to take a cold prospect and deliver a message through email that they will actually read and potentially respond to. Because if they get an email for you or an email from you trying to sell them web services, you're probably not the first one today. You're probably like the 10th today that they've seen. So they just delete, 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 delete. But when they get a form fill from their contact form on their website, they might get a couple of those a week. They look at every one of them. So when you put your message inside that contact form and you say, hey, I was wondering if you guys needed help. I noticed this or that. And, like let's say you run that prospecting tool and you find out they don't have a YouTube page, or they don't have a Facebook page, or they're not this or that or the other. This gives you a way to communicate with them through their actual lead generation pages on their website. They read that stuff. Another thing is mail drops. I know most people are not doing email marketing, and email marketing since the beginning has been one of the most lucrative advertising forms of reaching out to people. Outside of search engine optimization, which a lot of people don't get, this is easy. This is like going through and sending your broadcast email out to a database of people that is in common with you. So there's a lot of different providers for that, and I have a really, really awesome resource for any of you guys that want to try that, and I'll be putting that in pretty soon. And another thing is other cheap lead sources that most people are not aware of. Most people are aware of Facebook ads and social media and all the crap that they hear about because everybody's selling it. I've got stuff that no one's heard about that I can share with you that is really good, cheap lead sources. So you got that coming. All right, our last tab here is getting new clients. And this is probably some of the stuff we've already talked about, but I'm going to show you some little stuff, like some bite-sized stuff that you can sell for low dollar to open the door and get access to a new customer. This is a really good way to prospect. So again, what you're doing is you're looking to point out problems and offering to fix them. That's the way you get customers like crazy. Doesn't matter if you're speaking from a stage or you're doing one-on-one or you're marketing out. It doesn't matter what the mode is. If you're identifying and making someone aware of a problem and then offering to fix it easily, that's how you get a swarm of new business. That's how you get people like tripping over themselves to work with you. Small bite, small entry fee. All right, here's one. Website speed optimization. This is big in the news. Everybody's talking about this. Slow loading sites Google doesn't like. In fact, in the mobile world, Google actually excludes slow loading websites from mobile search. They won't even put them in their listing. They won't even, you're invisible if your site loads slow. So what you can do, this GT Metrics site, I'll show it to you. It's GT Metrics with a TRIX.com. You can put any website you want in here and it will give you an analysis of the website. So I will just put one in here. Just put one in here and show you how it works. This is a site that I was just looking at to give them a proposal. But it scans the website. It's looking for how fast it loads and what are the problems, what's keeping it from loading fast. So it'll show you what the site looks like, and then it grades it. Page speed, it's a C. You want a A. We're getting a C on both counts. And now here it's showing where it's failed. Serve scaled images. F, it failed. That's a high priority. That's something that you can offer to fix. Leverage browser caching. They've got it, but it's not optimized, so they could fix that. There's a few things here. There's 3 things. Basically, if they address and fix these 3 things that are high priority, they could turn these C's to A's, and then they'd be in good shape. That's a service that you can provide. This is an easy way to reveal that pain, is GT Metrics. So that's a cool thing to use to prospect, to give them add-on services. Once I get a little deeper into this, I've got some really good people that I've used on Fiverr that do this. They offer the service of speed optimization from anywhere from 100 to 300 bucks. In fact, I've got one guy that guarantees. He said, I think it's for $297 or something. He will guarantee an A rating or your money back, or you don't pay him. So that's a really good service. Here's a big one right here. Sites that have this broken lock. They either have a broken SSL certificate or a missing certificate altogether. That's a really good indicator they're on a cheap, crappy hosting account. That's something that you could show them and say, hey, Google's going to penalize you for this, or you're taking a beating in Google because of this right here. You should not be on a cheap hosting company because this is what happens. That can get you a hosting customer. That can get you a redevelopment of a website. That can get you into all kinds of ongoing services for a lifetime right here, just by seeing if their site's broken. I think probably about 40 to 50% of sites are broken like this. I did a speech. I went and I talked to a group, the Western Pool Association, and I made them an offer to do the search signal program for them, to get them higher up in Google so they could get more referrals from Google. I went in, I talked about the way that they used to get referrals was all based on word of mouth. I said my whole point to the conversation was word of mouth advertising is still the best. We all know that, but it's dying. Nobody talks anymore. You know, neighbors don't go out to the back fence and talk across the wall anymore. They go to Google when they want to know where to get something. Google is your new word of mouth advertising. So if your sites are broken and all this, so the long and short of it is I got a bunch of people that I spoke to at a group to send me their website URLs so I could look at them and see if they qualified for the service. And most of them that I looked at had this problem right out of the gate. They had broken SSL certificates or missing altogether. Of the ones I pointed that out to, 100% of them had me redevelop their websites at $1,000 a pop. That was a pretty good close ratio. Here's another thing, responsive design. If the site is not reformatting for the size of the browser, it's not mobile friendly, it's not responsive, that's another thing Google values highly today. If you check their site and it's not mobile friendly, that's another conversation, that's another pain point. Another thing, if they're a local business, if they don't have a mobile click to call button on their website, this is so easy to do. It's a link, and all it is, the link, instead of HTTP, it's a link that's TEL. TEL colon tells the browser, hey, that's a live phone number. If we click it, let's pull up a dialer. You know, it works on a phone, it works on a desktop, it works anywhere. It's mobile click to call link. If they don't have that on their website, like you see at the top of my site here, I've got one right there. If they don't have that, that's something that you can offer them. It's a small thing. Maybe you charge them $50 to fix it on their website for them. Now you've done something of value for them. They're going to want to know what else you can do. And if they don't ask, you can point it out, because there's probably all kinds of stuff you can do for them. Here's a big one. You know, website calls to action. If they don't have anything on their website, especially above the fold, that opts someone to, or prompts someone to opt in, they're missing the boat. They've got a huge problem. So calls to action are very important. If they don't have one, that's something you can point out. That's a pain point. Here's another one. If they're a local business and they don't have a Google My Business account set up, when you Google their name, their business name, they're not going to come up with this big, beautiful thing over here on the right that shows people they're for real. Again, that's a problem. You can easily fix that for them by creating a Google My Business account, connecting it to their website for them. Same thing with Bing. Most people ignore Bing. Look at these stats. 125 million searchers worldwide use Microsoft advertising every month. That's a pretty big audience. Here is 51.9 million PC searchers on the Microsoft advertising network don't use Google. 51 million people searching somewhere else. If you're not setting your stuff up for Bing, you're missing a big piece. Bing is especially good for women. Any of you guys that have followed me for any length of time, you know why. It's because when women buy a computer, they don't go home and dick around with it. They plug it in and they turn it on and they use it. Men have to go in and reconfigure everything and make it custom. A woman doesn't need to do that. She just needs it to work. So when she opens it up and she hits the search button, guess what? It doesn't search Google, it searches Bing. So if your audience is women and you're not optimized for Bing search, there's a big problem right there. Here's another one. If they're a local business and they're not connected in all the local directories, again, that's another problem that you could fix. There's a service out there called Yext. Yext will automate this process. You can get a Yext account, resell this to your customers, and it will automate the whole thing for you. There's other services that do the same thing, but there's literally hundreds and hundreds of these local directories that they could show up in. There's a lot of good that this creates. This creates citations for the website. It sends Google signals that, hey, this site's all over the place. This site's real. It validates it. The fact that all these listings are showing up with this business address being all the same, that's a validator to Google. So this is a really great service to offer. Here's another one. This is a whole business in itself of creating business listing directories that you own. Like, let's say you wanted to create a directory of sushi bars. And I actually recommended this to my brother years and years ago. Probably, he's been gone for 10 years, so it was probably 15 years ago. I recommended that he do this 15 years ago. I said, I knew he loved sushi. And I said, here's a way, how would you like to get free sushi for the rest of your life? And he's like, how would I do that? I said, well, create a directory online of all the sushi bars in Orange County. Give them all a free listing, and then tell them if they give you a free meal, you'll come in like as a food critic, and they'll feed you, and then you can do a review on your directory that covers all the sushi bars in Orange County. You'll review them for free on the site, and then you can offer to have them pay for banner ads and advertisements and mail drops out to people that have opted in to get access to all the sushi bars and all the reviews and all that, people that are interested in sushi. This is another really good way to get local businesses interested. You call them up, you say, hey, I've got a directory. I own this directory, a business listing of people in your niche. Would you like to be included for free? We don't want to miss anybody. We want to include all of the people that are real businesses in this niche, in this area. We'd love to include you for free. What are they going to do? Say no to that? What they're going to do, they're going to send you all their information so you can put it in. And then you can say, by the way, if you would like your contact information or a live link to your website, we can do that for just, $49 a year. Would you like to upgrade? Most of them are going to turn around and give you $49 for the year. They're going to give you $49 every year to be in there, to have the live link and be in this specific thing that's built just for them, basically. They also could ask you, oh, what other services do you offer? Or if they don't, you can tell them. You can say, hey, we can do a free review of your website too. Now that you're listed, we want to make sure that you're providing a good user experience to your users. We do this as a free service to take a look at your site, make recommendations. Would you like us to do that for you? Who's going to say no to that? If you guys are having trouble acquiring new customers and you're doing this, you're not going to have that problem anymore. So again, here's another one, offering voicemail, website voicemail. This is something that I'm going to actually offer this in our services. So if anybody wants to do this, we can actually provide this now because we have the software. And basically what it does, see down on the bottom of my site here, there's a leave a voicemail button. When you click that, it pops up a thing. It's voicemail for websites. It says, is your microphone ready? Click record. They can record, they can listen to the recording. If it's good, they can send it. It pops up in my email box so I can listen to it. A lot of people don't like to type. They're used to old school voicemail, and that's not on most modern websites. So if you can give your users a mode of communication that they're familiar with and they like, you'll get more communications. I've gotten voicemail messages off of my website now from people that I know have been on the site before, but they never communicated with me. They're now communicating with me because of this. How would you like to offer that service out to other people and allow them to have that on their website? So, you know, you could sell it to them for whatever you want. I'll probably sell it for anywhere from 25 to 50 bucks, one-time fee. You could sell it monthly or whatever. But anyway, that's a really cool deal there. Another one is compliancy, both ADA compliancy, which this is the new hot button. The ADA, that's the American Disability Acts. These are very serious people that are out for blood for anybody that is discriminatory against people with handicaps. If you're a business owner, they're attacking business owners because there's money there. There's frivolous lawsuits like coming out their ears on this stuff right now for business owners that are not having websites that are ADA compliant. So supplying that ADA compliancy, that's another thing that we're going to offer up. And it's basically putting the compliance button here, and I'll show you on the site. You'll see my compliance button right there. That's actually the button for the handicap to click on. And then down at the bottom, you'll see here's my ADA compliance statement. The deal with this is to make yourself safe from them coming after you. You have to have this ADA compliant statement on your website. You don't have to be compliant. You just have to have the statement. There's a list of things that I can give you that is all the things that are in their compliancy rules. And as long as you have it listed, if you're not compliant, all you have to do is put a little clause below each phrase that says we're aware of the issue and we're working on it. We're working toward compliancy. That's all you have to say. You've acknowledged it. You're working on it. They're good with that. They leave you alone. If you don't have this and your site's not compliant, they could literally file a lawsuit and sue you. It's crazy. So anyway, that's something that you could offer. And when somebody clicks on this, this is actually a script that runs on the site that can actually do all the things that makes your site ADA compliant. It highlights your links. Like if you have links, see these are links here, but they're not, it doesn't look like anything. This will actually make them look like something for the handicapped so they can see it. It'll increase your headlines. It'll show the cursor in a different color so they can see it. The display, if you have a high contrast display, like this is high contrast. Some people with handicaps have difficulty with that. So it reduces the contrast on your website. These are all the things that make your site compliant. So anyway, we use a company called ADA Compliancy. And I can connect you guys with that, or again, I have one of those bulk rate licenses where I can offer that stuff to you. So I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing some more stuff on that to get that in the program as well. FTC Guardian, I've been using these guys for a long time. They are awesome. Again, back to my site, I'll show you where that is. All of my privacy policy, my terms of use, my earnings disclaimers, testimonial and results disclosures, those all come from FTC Guardian. Chip Cooper is an online attorney who specializes in keeping sites compliant. When you create an account with them, they give you these little widget codes to put on your pages that show that data. So it makes your site compliant so you don't get sued. You don't have the FTC coming down on you. They are just a nasty bunch of people. So anyway, that's another thing. I highly recommend that you guys not only get this for your own site, but when you sign up with FTC Guardian, I've got a link right here. It's internetdominators.com/FTC. When you sign up with them, you're automatically affiliate. So you can resell this to all of your customers. They all need it. You can make 40% on the sale. So it's a really good thing. There's a lot of different opportunities here to make money with this. Let me just click on this and see if this is the right link, because I've got two different links for this. Okay, yeah, this is the one you want to use. It's internetdominators.com/FTC, and this gives you the one payment. This is $4.97 and it's lifetime. If you don't have that link, if you go to their site direct or you go through any other affiliate links, it's $9.97 for this, or you can buy it for $2.97 a year. But if you go through this link that I've got for you guys, it's a one-time $4.97. You own it. You can use it for multiple companies. Like if you've got multiple companies that you own, you can use this one account to cover all of them. So that's a really, really cool deal. And then the last thing here is giving away free templates. These are all Kartra templates. You can give these free templates away and then give them access to sign up through Kartra through your affiliate link. You should have affiliate, you should be signed up with a bunch of different things for affiliate offers to be offering these out to your customers. The deal is you're referring something that's not yours that's going to help them. So they don't see that as you being a salesperson. They see that as you sharing a really good resource with them and helping them. And then guess what? When they see this, they say, oh yeah, I would love to have a lead magnet campaign on my website. I would love to be able to capture leads and create my mailing list and start building my list so I could increase my business. Great, here's a free template. It runs on Kartra, which is a business platform that runs everything you'll ever need for your online business for just 97 bucks a month. I've done the research. It's the most affordable, high performance platform that gives you a foundation for your business that there is out there. I've already bought all the rest. I've done the research. This is the one I would recommend for you and your business. You tell them that, they're like, great, you just saved them a lot of time and a lot of expense and shortcut them right to what they need and what they want. Same thing with Masterclass. If you've got people that are running webinars, Masterclass is the new word for webinar because everybody burnt out webinar. There's a webinar every 10 minutes. So nobody wants to go to webinars now. So that's a Masterclass. Same thing. There's a campaign here for it. Here's the same thing with membership sites. A lot of people, a lot of groups of people have content. They're not doing anything with it. If they put it in a membership site, they could make access to sell that stuff. They could make recurring income from selling access to a membership site. So anyway, there is a lot of different ways there that I just shared with you for you to acquire new customers very, very easily. And I didn't know how long this call was going to go. I see we're an hour and 13 minutes in now, and I haven't even got to your Q&A yet. So I'm going to do that now. I've kind of covered everything that's under our reseller program button. All the stuff I've got, I've given access to you. A lot of new stuff I'm going to be adding to this because I've been doing this for over 25 years. I've got a lot of resources and things that are accessible to me that are not top of mind. I don't even think about them on a daily basis. But as you ask me for them, I probably have them. And as I remember, I'll add them here for you. So if there's anything that you guys want that I didn't mention here, let me know. I probably have access to it. If I don't, I'll know where to find it. So let me open the chat here. Okay, it says, what about backlinks? The backlinks was under the outsource resources, so we've covered that already. Let's see, voicemail, that's pretty slick. You bet it is. It's really been cool. Okay, Jim's asking, does hosting include monthly updates of plugins, and what about security plugins? Yes, we have automatic updates of the WordPress backbone and plugins that are involved in there. So some of the plugins don't have auto update to them, so we can't auto update the plugins if that's the case. But if they're actual real WordPress plugins that's connected to the backbone that updates with the auto updates, then yes, we do the auto updates for that. And we have really, really tight security. So our security on our WordPress servers, actually on all of our servers, is like second to none. We use Liquid Web, we use the Liquid Web backbone, highly, highly secure data center. So there's firewalls, there's all kinds of stuff. Let's see, how do we get free business listing? Okay, so what I referred to as the business listing, what that is that's you creating an actual business directory, and then you give away the free listings to the business owners. Like I mentioned, you could create a directory of sushi bars in California or Southern California, and then you could give away free listings to those businesses. So it gives you a reason and a way to contact those business owners to offer them that free thing. Once you've got your foot through the door, you say, okay, great, I've got all the information. I'm going to put your free listing in this afternoon. By the way, would you like a live link? We can do a live link right to your website or right to your menu for just, $20 a year or $50 a year or whatever you want. And most of them are going to say, oh yeah, let's do that. And once you get them on the path to, yeah, let's do that, then they're going to want to know what other things you offer. And like I said, if they don't ask, then you can just let them know. Say, by the way, we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. If you ever need anything at all related to your online business, let us know. If we don't do it, we can connect you with the best sources. So you're providing a free resource basically for them to get stuff done. Let's see. Jim wants to know, do I have a contract, a website contract or SEO contract that we can repurpose? I actually do. I have several that I've used over the years. I can put those up here for you guys. So I'll do that. I'll make a note to add that stuff in for you. Here's something that you want to get as far as like when you're doing services that are ongoing, like a web development project or an SEO project, those two really specifically, the biggest problem or the biggest challenge rather in running those two types of services is the deal is it's client expectations. Like if you tell them, hey, I'll do a site for you for $1,000, and you say, here's how it goes. We give you a comp and you approve it, and then we build the site, we build the framework, and then we plug in the content that you supply, or we can take the content off your existing website, just tell us what changes you want made in the process. The biggest issue there is going to be in their lag time of getting you what you need to complete that project. Those projects, I've had web development projects that literally dragged out for a year. It's a pain in the ass when that happens. So what you want to do, it's really easy to fix. You just say, here's the schedule. This project for $1,000, it's a 30-day implementation project. So we're going to get you your comp within the first 3 days. You immediately approve or tell us what you want changed so we can change that. So the first week, really, we should be in progress of developing this site within 1 week. You now have 3 weeks to get us your content and get us any changes that you want. So at the end of 30 days, whatever content has been supplied is the parameter of this project. After that, it's a new project. That forces them to get off their butts and get you what you need so you can do what they paid you for and not have it stretch out over a long period of time. So that's something, managing that expectation up front when you're taking those projects on. And I know you get antsy because you just want to get the project and you let things slide because of that. You're anxious to get a new project, so you take them on and you fudge on setting that expectation, setting those boundaries, and it's just going to cost you a lot of time by not doing that. And same thing with SEO. You want to set the expectation of what SEO is. SEO is not something you do for 2 months. You just tell them flat out. SEO is a long-term commitment. You know, we can take your project up or down and vary the budget, you know, based on your needs. But if you want, if you're just dabbling your toe and you want to try SEO out for a month or two, no, that's not for us. We don't work that way. We can't give you sufficient results in that amount of time to make it worth your time. We don't want to waste your money. You know, if they're not ready to commit full-time, long-term, they're not a good prospect for SEO. You want to get that expectation up front. You say, look, the first couple of months is just setting the foundation. It's just getting you on the right track so we can drive your train down the track. And it's going to be a long haul. It's going to be well worth it. Every month that we do this is equity building. So you get more and more and more, and it stacks on top of each other. But you just really want to set that expectation right up front. Make sure that that's understood between both you and them of what's expected of you. Otherwise, they'll tear your hair out. Let's see. Jim wants to know also what theme or plugins are included in the $500 website. Basically, what we do as a base, we put the Beaver Builder plugin in there, and the Beaver Builder plugin basically makes the site easy to edit for either you or the client on an ongoing manner. It turns it into a visual editor. I have found it to be the most awesome plugin for WordPress. It makes the site so user-friendly to update and edit and add new pages and all that stuff. So that one we put in as a standard. And then other plugins that we'll add in there it's all based on what the website needs, like what we're building for them. If there's plugins that cost additional money, those would obviously be additional, but there's so many free plugins in WordPress, or plugins that we have that we've already bought commercial rights for. We can use them on all the sites. We've got a pretty good stable. Like, of the last 30 customers that we built websites for, there's only been like a couple of those customers where we had to put paid plugins in. And one of them was a WooCommerce site where they wanted, you know, massive functionality, and we had to put paid plugins for it. So most of the stuff, most of the functionality that they're going to want is going to be in free plugins, and we can put as many of those in as necessary. Let's see here. Okay, we've got Q&A. Okay, Gwen says, yes, please, on the ADA. Yeah, that's a good one to keep you out of trouble. Okay, Richard says, I'm not website marketing, but would like to use some of your services. Yes, that's fine. It doesn't matter whether you're using them for you or for your clients. You guys can buy these at wholesale, at our wholesale costs. And yours would be the wholesale. So on the hosting, it would be the $19.95. So, okay, so that's all the Q&A and the chat questions that have come in. If you guys, is there anything else before we wrap this up? I don't want to, we're at almost an hour and a half. I don't want to make this recording too long for people that are going to come in and see it, but I think we've covered a lot of ground here. I just want you guys to know this is a massive opportunity. If you're struggling and not making money, after you've seen this and seen what's available to you, there's really no reason. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to find the prospects and offer these solutions to their problems, there's no reason why you can't get new customers on a daily basis and start building your income. You're not going to get rich overnight, You know, this is an add-on thing. Every new customer you bring in is new opportunity for the future and new recurring income every month. A lot of these services are monthly recurring revenue generators for you. You know, if they're not generating new revenue, they're getting you a path to new revenue. Like a website, it's a one-time fee, but then you connect them to hosting, and then you make money on the hosting forever. And then you sell them other add-on services. So customers, website customers, web customers, online customers, they're forever customers. They're always needing stuff. So when you acquire a customer in this business, it's a lifetime customer unless you screw it up. You know, if you lose them or they go to somebody else, then they're gone. You've lost them. But there's so many new ones you could bring on. You know, you don't even have to worry about attrition. You just have to be worried about putting in the time and doing the front end marketing to reach out to them and show them how you can solve their problems. So, all right, so that looks like it. We might have one more. Okay, Chris and Kelly. No, they're actually all three services, the voicemail, the handicap, and the FTC. Those are all three different services. The FTC is the only one provided by FTC Guardian. So the other two, they're all separate services. So FTC Guardian, they do the FTC compliance. So that's the only one that you would get through them. All right, and the other ones I will put, I'll put access to all those up for you guys, and just give me some time. It takes me a little bit of time to keep putting all this stuff together, but if there's anything specific you need, let me know, and I'll go ahead and start putting it up. Oh, one more thing. I did want to bring this out, mention this to you. This will be the last thing before we close out. But for all of you guys that are resellers and you're doing online services, I'm going to create a marketplace that it's almost like a replica knockoff of Fiverr. And I will let you guys all be my vendors so you can provide your services in there, and you'll all be vetted vendors of Internet Dominators. So like if you're providing services that I don't provide, I want to be able to refer my customers to you to get those services and just share the business throughout that resource. So I'll be creating that marketplace, and I'll probably have it up here within the next couple weeks. So you can feel free to go and list whatever you want to provide in there. And it's also available to the other resellers too. So like, let's say one of you does Facebook advertising and one of you does YouTube advertising. You guys could, collaborate and say, hey, I'll provide Facebook advertising to your customers for this amount. And I want to sell your YouTube advertising to my customers so I can provide a more full package. And it'll just be a way for all of us to collaborate, help each other out, and provide more services. Because the more services that you provide to your customers, the longer they're going to be with you, and the more they're going to give you, the more they're going to trust you, and the more you're going to become an integrated part of their business. And once they realize, hey, you've got everything they need, you're going to be impervious to someone coming in and uprooting you. When you've got other people in their ear, that's when you can get fouled up. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I want to, thank you guys and welcome any new ones into the reseller platform here now that we're back up and cooking again. And just know that I'm here to help you. That's what this is all about. It's I'm here to help you run your online business and do anything that you need done. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, and we'll talk to you all soon. So thanks for being on, and let me know what I can do for you.